Hey guys, this is Fernando Terry with Terry and Terry, licensed real estate broker and property manager serving in Southeast Florida and Miami and Broward area specifically. I just got this listing here. Let's take a look inside. And as I look inside and we take a look inside what they have to offer, we're going to talk about some tips and tricks for you self-managing property owners out there that just need some solid advice and maybe things you already know, and maybe some things you don't know. And again, anything that you may have missed, by all means, comment at the bottom. Anything you wanted to talk about next time, comment at the bottom. So let's get started and take a look inside. All right, so let's get into the entrance here. So we have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. Nice backyard, a wet bar, and renovated kitchen. So to get started, guys, for you self-managing property owners out there that want or have been doing it for some time or just getting started, what can I tell you and what's the best trick I can tell you to do? I have a saying that be fair but just in your management style when dealing with tenants. What does that mean? That means that if you have a lease in place, stick to it, because sometimes going above and beyond that lease and what is detailed into that lease will cost you money. Case in point, I have an owner that calls me, tells me that they've let their tenants live out their deposits, which is a big no-no. You tenants out there, if you know you're gonna move, typically a owner is gonna give you, or you should also give the owner 60-day notice to let them know you're gonna be moving out, or the owner will tell you that they're not looking to renew. Should be done 60 days. Within that time, if you know you're not gonna be staying in a particular place, by all means, stack up your money to get ready for that big move. You don't wanna be caught with your pants down, because typically, owners have until 15 to 30 days if they can plan to do a claim in the state of Florida to not give you your money back once they inspect the property and find no damage to the property. That can take, again, sometimes shorter, but typically they have until 15 days to do so. So always have your money and your situation, your financials all ready to go when ready to move. You owners, typically if you're going to help them out, like having them, they don't have the money to move to a new property, but you decide to let them live out their money for deposit. And what that does for you is that there is some damages. You're gonna have to go the legal route and civil court, which is gonna cost you more money and time. So my suggestion is never do that. You have a deposit there for a reason. A security deposit there is for any damages or any other things that you have according to your lease. That's to protect you, the landlord, and to make sure the tenant follows through on their lease. So these are something that a lot of landlords tend to do, thinking that, well, I don't have to come up with the money at the end of the year, so the money is already there, let them live it out. That way I don't have to fork up the 2-month security deposit or 1-month security deposit, which I say is a bad idea. Take that money, put it in the escrow account, put it in the interest bearing account, and there you have it there when the tenant is ready to move, so you're not in a financial bind and having to sacrifice the damages or any potential damage you have on your property. So those are just the very important things. Another thing for you self-managers out there, I would say, is that if you don't have one already, create one. A vendor's list. You're not gonna be coming out here at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning to unstuff a toilet, fix a shower head, or something like that in those regards. What you're gonna wanna do is make sure that you have a solid vendor list of professionals that are licensed and insured, that make sure that they have great communication. And best of all, if you're gonna be absentee owner, make sure that they take pictures and videos. And that way, since you're not gonna be there, you have something to show for your files to make sure that things are done correctly and ready to be paid out once the job is complete. So that's very important. Now, if you don't have that, if you don't have a representative, you have an absentee owner, believe it or not, like my company, we do offer a la carte service where if you don't want to pay a monthly fee, that's fine with us. But if you have some issues that you wish to have attended to, we do charge a flat fee for any of those issues that may come along. So if you need someone to get access to the property and you need a representative to be there, we charge a fee for that. And we'll go out there and we'll make sure that things get done, provide you what have you. So it's not only me that does it, but a lot of realtors also do offer those kind of services. And usually it's always best to have a realtor do it, I'd say, is because you're gonna have a little bit more of professional person out there that represents you and your property. And it's always gonna be familiar with your property moving forward when you start to use that services on a more frequent basis. So that's the thing that I would suggest. Those are the main points I would probably bring out. Now there's so many more others. For instance, landlords, if you're in a particular state, again, using a realtor for a small fee, do not go online and get yourself a lease that's not specifically for the state that you're doing business in. Bad idea. There are reasons why there are state leases that you need to use, or you should be using, that will keep you out of trouble and will cover all the bases of the legal laws, disclosures, and so forth that you need to have on that lease, or best have on that lease to protect you and also the tenant. And the same thing goes for the tenants as well. You guys want to make sure you're using a standard for the lease, approved by the Florida Bar. These are things that realtors can't provide for you. An attorney can provide for you, but likelihood it'll be more expensive. Realtor, probably some realtors more be happy to do it for $205 and complete the lease for you. And that's it. Again, a la carte services. If you can find it, great. A lot of realtors would do it for you. If you're willing to do all the legwork and they have to fill out the form, that's fine for them too. So these are very important tricks that use a state lease that is for the state you're doing business in. And that's something you just pull off of Google and then call it a day. It's gonna backfire on you eventually. And ideally, you wanna make sure you're protected, and you as a tenant wanna make sure you're protected as well. Make sure you have those key thoughts in mind when looking for or dealing with a tenant and moving in. These are very key important things to do. Another thing, we live in a day and age that we all have video in our phones. So when doing a walkthrough inspections, yeah, fine. Go online, get yourself a checklist, and before the person moves in, and you as a tenant as well do the same, but I prefer to do videos. Go online, go on the phone, get yourself a checklist, make sure everything you can note down, any defects that you have in the home, anything you see wrong that you don't want to be charged for as a tenant. You as the landlord want to make sure that you don't make the mistake of charging the tenant for that as well. Make that video. That video will serve you guys a ton of issues down the road. Because a paper can only do so much for you in documenting things that you see as a defect. Again, you should have it on paper so that way you both can sign off on the defects in specific writing and agree to those terms on that checklist. But then have that video as well as additional backup. Is only going to serve the purpose of you make sure you are protected and you're on the same page when it comes time to move out. So these are my 3 tips, probably more. But again, if you want to hear some more of this stuff, let me know. Comment anything I may have missed that you find more important than what stuff I talked about. By all means, let me know and I'll be sure to bring it up next time in the next video. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you for stopping by. Again, I really hope that you guys respond to this video very well. But in the meantime, have a wonderful day. Happy Friday. And I'll talk to you guys soon.